Hi, I'm Neil Gass with Grow Smart Marketing, and in the next few minutes I'm going to explain what an open loop is and why it's causing you to lose some of your leads and seminar attendees before they even have a chance to hear what you've got to say. So if you're a doctor or medical provider that's looking to patch some of the leaky holes in your marketing bucket that's causing your leads to slip away, then this video is for you. We work with a variety of 7- and 8-figure doctors, chiropractors, integrated medical clinics all across the country, helping them bring in new cash-paying patients on demand. One of the questions that we frequently get is about why so many of the leads or the seminar registrants never seem to show up. It's a pretty frustrating thing when you make an investment into a good marketing program to bring in lots of new leads. You've done a good job of getting your message in front of the right people, and you get lots of potential patients signing up to learn more about how you can help them, but then some just seem to disappear without a trace. It's already tough enough out there for you guys. You've got cheap competition that are undercutting your prices, and the big insurance companies surely aren't doing you any favors. So every lead that you bring in is precious. But beyond the basics of needing to bring in new patients to grow your practice, I know that you're also really committed to helping change people's lives, right? You got into this to make a difference and to bring help and hope to the people in your community who are suffering. But when they don't show up for their consults or appointments or for your seminars, you don't even get a chance to help them. So there's this concept in psychology that you may have heard of. It's called the open loop versus a closed loop. And the simplest way to explain it is basically that the brain, or at least the subconscious mind, can't stand to be left hanging. So let me give you an example of this. My wife has just a little bit of ADD, and as we're sitting having dinner the other night, she says to me, Austin, it's my son, Austin called today, and he says he's going to be in trouble. And then without even taking a breath, she then completely changes the conversation to say, oh, you wouldn't believe what happened to me at work today. And then, without explaining any of that, she changes the subject again and says, oh, make sure to remind me to tell you about the bank calling us today. That's like 3 open loops in a row, and if any of you live with an ADD spouse or child, then you know exactly what I mean here. This is about like how every conversation in our house seems to go. It's a lot to keep up with. So I'm like, well, wait a minute here. I'm still stuck back at our son being in trouble. What the heck does that mean? I've got to answer that before I can even begin thinking about what happened to you at work or what the bank said. So all of those are open loops in my brain. I'm going to go crazy until I can get some clarification or some resolution to those questions. But these open loops can also be used strategically in your marketing content to really draw the person in and keep them engaged with what you have to say. I actually used an open loop at the beginning of this video when I promised to tell you what an open loop is and why it's causing you to lose leads and seminar attendees. When your subconscious mind heard that, it probably said something like, cool, I'm going to get a useful piece of information here that can probably help me reach my goals better. So now you're stuck listening to me, waiting for me to deliver the goods, right? So let's talk about that for a minute. While an open loop will keep someone engaged with you, sometimes when you close that loop, your prospect's subconscious mind tells them that they're now done and they have accomplished the bigger goal. Let me give you an example. Let's say you have a prospect who has chronic knee pain and he's looking for a solution for that. They see an ad that offers a free ebook or a report or something to sign up for to download that ebook, but then they never actually download it or read it. The fact is, probably only about 50% of the people who sign up for your lead generation program will ever actually complete the process on their own. Here's another great story to illustrate this. A couple of years back, there was a very large and well-known company that was selling lots of golf products. One of their products was a DVD training course on how to have a better golf swing. Well, something happened to their DVD recording machines that prevented anything from being recorded to the DVDs. So for about 6 months, they sold thousands of these $100 training DVDs to people all over the country. And you know what happened? That's an open loop, by the way. Now your brain has to know what happened. If I were to say to you, I'll just tell you what happened on the next video, you'd probably be a little upset with me, right? So I'm going to tell you, less than 10% of those thousands of people who received a blank DVD that they paid $100 for, less than 10% of those people ever even contacted the company about it at all. And do you know why? That's another open loop. It's because the simple act of ordering that DVD, paying for it, and receiving the box in the mail closed the loop in their subconscious mind, and it satisfied that need. The open loop for them was that they needed to find and purchase some kind of training that would help them with their swing. And for most of those people, the simple act of receiving that DVD in the mail closed that loop and then allowed them to go on and get distracted by something else. The same thing is happening with your leads. The simple act of signing up for your seminar or receiving your ebook or report closes that loop in their subconscious mind, and it allows them to check off that little box in their head that's telling them to research pain relief options. Once they hit that submit button, that loop is closed, the need is satisfied, the mental checkbox is checked, In their subconscious mind, the goal has now been achieved, so they just move on to something else, never bother to show up for their appointment. I know it sounds a little crazy, but there is a mountain of clinical evidence to support this. It really just depends on what each person's open loop is. Sometimes the goal in their subconscious mind is just to do the research instead of actually solving the bigger problem. Happens all the time. So now I've probably created a new open loop in your mind that's asking, so how do I fix this so I don't close that loop for those people and lose them? Well, we'll talk about that on the next video. Nah, I'm just kidding. There are actually a lot of different strategies that you can use for this. One of the simplest answers really is just to open up another open loop for them. So on your thank you page, after they sign up for whatever it is, put something on there that teases what they're going to get at the seminar or appointment. Just tell them that this is really just the first step towards achieving your goal, and that the information you're going to get at the seminar or the consult is critical for you to truly achieve that goal. You're really just telling their subconscious mind that they're not done here, and that there's another even more important step yet to come. Tell them about what they're going to get at that next step, and their subconscious mind will then open a new loop and then jump to that as the next goal that must be achieved. And that's really all I wanted to share with you here today. I know this is some higher level stuff here, but if you want to operate at an elite level in your practice, then you're going to have to implement some advanced marketing strategies to get there. As always, if you know someone who might be interested in learning about these kind of strategies, please share this with them. I appreciate your time here today, and I'll talk to you again soon.